Yeah, my name is Frank Krause and we are here in Rödinghausen in Germany in our conference with the topic of the FatherHeart of God. Every year the same topic. And we have Henk Bruggeman with us, and he speaks now a lot of years just about this subject, this topic, this theme, the FatherHeart of God, revelation of his FatherHeart. And we talked now about a few things very interesting, because I found in our religious mindset we think everything in the gospel, everything in Christianity is about work. How we do it right. And you say it's not about doing everything right, but to be right, of being right. There is a transformation process that we go from orphans to sons. And how can we imagine, how can we think this this difference of the orphan and the son, the one without identity in the father, the other has its identity in the father?
Well, let's have a look again to the parable of the prodigal son. We have here two sons, the younger and the older. The younger, actually, he does unrighteous things. So it's clear to us, he has done the wrong things, so he doesn't live in sonship. But then we come to the older son, and when we look at it, he is the one who is doing the right things. And we think, well, he does pretty good, but he is as much as an orphan as the younger son. So this has to do with the tree of knowledge of good and evil. The younger son does the evil. The older son, has the self-righteousness. So he does the good thing, but look at it again. This is God, this is us on a distance. So we live as an orphan, and here the older son tries to please the father, tries to do good. The father says, I am not interested in what you do. I want you to come to be at home with me. And here it is that you get to know the father. He, the older son, did not know the heart of the father. No. He says, you don't give me something to celebrate. And the father said, you had everything. So he misunderstood. He missed the heart of the father. And then he just tries to please him out of his own strength. And that's what we so often do.
Yeah, we think by Jesus, through Jesus, we get the power to please God, to work for God, to build churches, to do the work. But the question of who we are.
Yeah. But here we need the revelation from the Father. Look, it is in these days. Let me give you an example. You have the heart of an orphan or the heart of sonship. You have religion. You know things about God. Or you have the relation. You know him intimately. The orphan is mind focused. The son is heart focused. The orphan is earthly. The son is heavenly. Then the orphan has a different view of God compared to the son. The image of God. The orphan sees God as a master. But the son sees him as a loving father. In the way of dependency, the orphan wants to be independent. The son loves to be depending on the father. Theology-wise, the orphan lives by the love of the law. And the son, he lives by the law of love.
Well said, well said. Yeah, very interesting.
And this is through the revelation of the Father, the FatherHeart, we recognize what is still orphan in us.
Yeah.
And this is for us the possibility. Someone showed us two chairs.
Yeah.
The chair of sonship and the chair of being an orphan. Jesus was always sitting in the chair of sonship.
Yeah.
We come from a position that we have been always sitting on the chair of being an orphan. Now, in these days, the good thing is that through the revelation, we realize we are in the orphan chair. Yeah. And that is the process. Every time we realize, but I'm acting like an orphan. Then you can make the decision, you say, that is not what I want. Get up and find yourself to sit in the chair of sonship. And this is what the Father makes this possible through revelation and then our choice. We can choose to change, and He makes it possible for us, little by little.
That's very interesting and moves my heart. I hope also the hearts of our viewers. And I think this is really not just a revelation, it's a revolution of a shift of identity from this orphan spirit to the spirit of the Son. And I think that's very important, and we again will speak about this difference between this orphan mindset, these orphan feelings, and the Son. And maybe the sons don't need religion. But we will speak about this in our next part.
In the next part.
Thank you, Henk.